Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Three Beards podcast. We're live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time-ish. It happens to be 8:03 this time. Sometimes it's 8:01, 8:02, even 8:04. Yeah, but welcome to the show, everybody. Brought to you by ERT Radio. That's ERRT Radio for those of you listening to this show. Just go to Mixlr.com and set up your account. It takes maybe a minute and a half. Just and follow ERT Radio, and then you can listen to shows like ourselves, Into the Outer Realms with Joey and myself. On some occasions I'm on there, and then you also just listen to a lot of programming that Ron has going on there too. So one thing, and then we're rebroadcast every Wednesday at 11 p.m. So you can hear the show a week prior. You can hear it tonight after we're done with the show. So just go to ERT Radio, and proud sponsor of that. So tonight's guest, Evan Beasto. We're going to be doing a special show next day. So we're going to be doing a Thursday show. We had to postpone it for that one, but so tonight it's going to be me and Brian just kind of talking about the topics of the day, some stories that have coming up, and we're just going to kind of sit back. Chris is out tonight, but he should be here tomorrow night. So, all right. So everybody sit back. We will see you on the other side. And like I said, it's just going to be kind of free for all, just kind of get to know your host, ask questions. So it'll be a good time. So we'll see you after the intro.
Welcome to the Three Beards podcast. My name is Craig, along with Austin and Chris.
Passed to a new generation of Americans born in this century.
Let me out.
I'm afraid that is quite impossible. I need you.
Justice and honor in Massachusetts colony?
We're live.
Could those musical notes pierce my freaking eardrums even louder than they are? What the?
Rest in peace, headphone users.
Yes.
So welcome everybody. Let's see who we got in here so far. We got Harlan and Mark. That's who we got so far.
Yeah.
On that end. So
it's that Feliz Navidad or Police Towed My Car time of year. So
yes, that's
everybody's recouping from grandma's bean salad and just hanging in there and just doing whatever.
Well, it's going to be one of those things too for everybody. Definitely tune in tomorrow night. It's going to be the same thing. We're going to be at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, because we got to pump it just a little bit because I'm going to be on the show with Joey with our Sinister Mysteries, and so I won't be done with that until about 8:10. So I had to bump it a little forward on there. So when we get to that, so we're going to be Evan B. Stone, cinematographer, the guy behind the camera for a lot of shows that most people watch.
Yeah, he's a producer, filmmaker.
Yep.
director of photography. He's an adventurer, filmmaker. I mean, he does it all. He does all the crazy stuff, So I mean,
Laura's
it's
in it.
kind of,
Laura, by the way, thank you for inviting a bunch of people to the group. I really appreciate that. That helps us out there as well.
hi Nana.
So, so that's, and then it's, so it's been, God, man, talk about Christmas just this week. It's just flown by.
Well, that's what happens when you do coke.
Yes.
Yeah. And he was doing a couple. He was doing a couple bumps on the line, and
yeah. So all you heard was when I got on here, you just heard the sniffle, and I'm over here with my nose.
Sniffles, and I'm like, "What the hell are you doing?" It's like,
yeah, but no, it's as people are trickling in here too, there's been quite a few stories that have been coming up. I posted a few of them on our group. So as you do that, I try to put some funny stuff on there, but I also try to put informative ones. Like we're going to have a pass by of astronomical objects in 2029, where astronomically speaking, it's an incredibly close call. Yeah. Distance wise, it's a long ways away from us.
That's what they tell you, but when the shit hits the fan, you're done.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's this one. This one's a lot closer than a lot of the other ones are. It's 20,000 miles away.
It's super close.
But that's what I said. Astronomically speaking, it's close, but actually distance, it's a ways away. It's
dude, a fart in the stellar system, and it's hitting us. But then that's been predicted, by the way. I mean, I've seen something hit. Hey, Charles, I saw something hitting the West Coast, actually in the Pacific, causing a super tsunami. So, we're always, there's always just that chance of when something gonna hit. It's not it's always the thing. It's not a matter of if, it's when, because this planet has been struck by multiple things, and multiple stupidity as well. Yep, we're struck by that every day.
But I'm trying to bring up the article here so that way I can get it for ready, because it's got it's pretty cool name too on it.
You're gonna die. That's the name of it.
Yeah, and the one cool. That's while I'm looking up for that, the other one too. I don't know if this is a sign of like through the economy or not, but beer sales have plunged to the lowest level in almost a quarter century.
Beer sales?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that could very well be because people don't have money.
Charles got it. Yeah, Apophis is now called you got to remember, when we were growing up, there's no such things as bomb cyclones and winter storm, where they have to keep people's attention. If you just call it this object, Apophis is going to fly by us, nobody would really pay a whole lot of attention. But if you start calling it, nickname the God of Chaos is going to fly by us, you're going to catch Brian's attention. And that's, and then all of a sudden, boom, we're locked in. And then, then we're talking about it.
Well, we have that. We have the eclipse, do the crisscross.
Apophis, yes.
In April, it's going to be crossing, creating an X over down in the southern part of the country, southeastern portion.
Yeah, and I think it's supposed to fly by us at 2029. So we've got over 5 years to prepare.
Yes.
So that way we can all sit down in our lawn chairs and watch it fly by, hopefully. It's going to be going so fast, it'll like a blip of a satellite. You're just going to see this thing go flying by. Because it's so hopefully it'll be an object that we'll be able to see in the sky. I mean, it's 20,000 miles away. I mean, it's still a distance, but
fast forward, it's the size of Jupiter.
Yeah, no, Charles had it right there. It's only 350. I think it's like, I've seen meters, I've heard yards. I mean, it's still a large object. I mean, we're still talking close to 1,000 feet across. I mean, it's still a massive object.
I mean, it's basically the size of Rosie O'Donnell. That's what we're talking about.
Lord.
Oprah? What?
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Sorry.
Oh my
Go
God.
there.
Yeah. So we've got, so we have that one, and then I'm bringing that up there. Yeah. So that's going to be a pretty cool one. And the fact that they're going to launch a mission too, to intercept it, and actually study it is, shows that they're taking this one seriously. And so
It's like
Yeah.
after the fact. If you really were taking it seriously, you'd send some kind of Elon Musk rocket out there and blow the out of it. Right?
well, that's the thing too. It's hey King, welcome to the show. Yeah, the one of the things too about this, and it was another one I saw it on the Drudge Report, and it
we've had
since Charles
of close calls
yeah.
recently.
Well, I wanted to get your guys' opinion, people watching too. See what you guys think about this, because remember we talked about where Elon Musk used to be anti AI, like he was freaking out about it, and then all of a sudden he did like a 180 and started embracing it. Well, an article came out where they're talking about humanoids are in space, and they've always the Valent radiation belt has been the problem of how to get astronauts to Mars stuff here. What if the whole point of him embracing it, because he's working on his robotic workforce, what if that's going to be the thing? These are what are going to go to Mars and do the work. Because I've always speculated what we're watching is not so much space exploration. We're watching the latest land rush, which is the asteroid belt. It's whoever can get there and mine it first is going to be the power player.
Okay, just you want to know why Elon is a bit worried about AI? This was just happened on December 26th.
The attack?
Yeah, Tesla robots attack an engineer at a company's factory during violent malfunction, leaving trail of blood and forcing workers to hit emergency shutdown button.
I shouldn't say attack. It was a malfunction. And so it's like, instead of grabbing the part that's supposed to do, it grabs the guy, and clamps, so it wasn't that it suddenly, like Will Smith, iRobot suddenly went red and went after the engineer.
This isn't the first time this has happened. This has happened several times, especially on automotive lines where they utilize robots all the time.
Oh yeah.
They don't look like robots, but I mean, I've seen images of of people going into the emergency room with spikes through their body because the robot went, rogued. What do you do?
Yeah, that's yeah. So so it's one of those. I'm wondering if that's going to be, I wonder if that's going to be what's kind of the plan is to get these things, like, because that's always been the dilemma. To build a colony, you're going to need to have people like myself. The PhD scientists, those aren't going to be the ones that build things. They're not going to be the ones that construct, the ones that, that build the colonies. You're going to have the blue collar, just brawn and laborers. You can't, and the question is how to get that group up there, because eventually you're going to have to just take, the blue collar. You're going to have to take a load of just the common man, woman, up there to be the laborers, because like I said, some guy with 5 degrees, is not going to be the one that's going to be lifting rocks.
No, I mean, but you take all the blue collar people, it's a lot of beer you got to bring up there too. Liquid has mass to it. So, I mean, you have to, they're going to want beer.
Well, it would be just like on the Martian, we'll figure out how to make vodka or something out of potatoes and stuff that's up there, that would grow up there on the surface.
It's called the star fruit. Don't drink too much.
Where there's a, where there's a will, there's a way. We'll make this thing. Yeah, because here's the article. Yeah, it's on Routers. Humanoid robots in space. Yeah, humanoid. Yeah, it's just that's one of those, because everybody from NASA,
So
Musk. I mean, everybody is developing this as a workforce.
Well, I'm not really. I don't want to get into the whole conflict of it, but since we're talking about AI, because I'm on a different side of the fence than everybody else. There is a country right now that is using AI called Gospel. That's the name of it, Gospel, to target, select, and automatically send munitions into the war zone. And it's indiscriminate, and it's being used right now in a current conflict. And it's devastating what's going on.
Oh yeah.
Because, and this is my problem with AI to begin with, it's either black or white with AI. There's no emotion involved. And emotion is a critical aspect of human behavior. And I don't care how much, we'll figure it. You can't quantify or put anything. Hey, Katie, you can't put emotion. You can't do it. You can't, type it in or program it. Because 1 minute you could want to kill somebody, and then the next minute you just, you want to hug them, and you're sorry for. There's so many different variables. They'll never be able to conquer that.
Yeah. King. That's right. It's one of those. There. I mean, how many times do we have to say stop making Skynet? You've seen all these people they're building these AI planes and all this stuff. That's going to come up there to keep us safe. It's like, stop building Skynet. Which you guys
doing it right now.
Yeah. Musk is putting Starlink up there. We're putting all the satellite infrastructure. We're going to build autonomous drones, planes. Pretty soon, all you're going to hear is dun 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 dun, and we're just going to watch the ships just
Oh yeah. If you fall down drunk on the moon, does it make a sound? That's a good question, Katie.
But you might bounce. You might bounce a little.
Will bounce. Craig is going to be the first one to go to the moon, and he's going to, put a beard flag up there.
I would like to. It's one of those things. I've always, I would love to, but it's one of those. Right now, unfortunately, anybody that goes to space on one of these missions, it's a one-way trip. There's very little chance of somebody returning, to like the Mars to be the first ones on Mars.
You're talking about other than the moon you're talking about.
Yeah. It's because I'd like to go there, but even then it's just like a mass transport. It's going to be a little ways, but before, it's going to be past my lifetime before it's going to be widely.
No, here's the thing. I'm going to get in trouble for this, but I don't care. We have the technology in the U.S. to travel to and from the moon in a matter of minutes. We do have this technology, and I'm sure they're using it and utilizing it. And I think, and I would wager that since we do have this technology, we have things on the surface of Mars already, or underneath Mars and other planets. We have the technology to travel light speed. It's legit. We just, it's the deep state. So they're not going to reveal their hand. And we can do it. Elon Musk is like, yeah, nice rockets. Yeah, that's child's play.
Yeah,
I thoroughly believe we have it. I mean, I believe we have recovered technology that we've back engineered, and we're literally traveling interstellar at this point. Not on a grand scale. We're not doing like, something out of Halo with, your Master Chief and the Space Marines or something like that. Or what's the other one? The one with
Charles, you're right on that one, because that's been one of the biggest things. It's like, for a lot of this to work, we've got to figure out the 2001 Space Odyssey, that type of thing, to where we've got to be able to figure out some artificial gravity that's, that will be disclosed, if they've, the rumor is that that's already been solved, that we have that on some, through some of the shows we've talked about, like Project Solar Warden and stuff, that there's actually craft where we've actually figured this out. But in order for space travel, that gravity is such a key part, because right now, I mean, look at the astronaut. His name's failing me right now, but he just came back from that extended mission. Dude, he can't even walk. And that was that was, I think, just a little under a year, or maybe over a year on the ISS.
Yeah, that's why they exercise on the ISS. That's why they're
But
constantly.
even then, like you said, he physically can't walk. You basically have to go into almost physical therapy to get back to, and that's just in low Earth's orbit. Imagine if you actually get away from, that gravitational, even that pull. I mean, you're free flow. I mean, there's nothing for resistance.
I think they use electromagnetic boots to adhere to the floor and stay there.
Yeah, King. That is the other thing too. That's part of the thing that they're literally trying to do Terminator.
Yeah, seriously.
They're actually making robots, and they're trying to put, a synthetic skin on them to make them look more real. And it's, I mean, we're just that close. All they're going to do is they're going to develop the chip, and then it's on. Where's John Connor?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
15 minutes after a Chinese robot, you're hungry again, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and that's that's one of those things that, like, Laura was saying, what's beside the moon. That's been, there was an image, I can't remember who posted that. There was this object that looked like there was a recorder that looked like it was next to the moon. I'm not sure if they captured a satellite. I'm not sure what they captured on it.
We do have a satellite.
It's obviously too big, because it would have, for an object that size to have been next to the moon, it would have altered trajectories. I mean, it would have affected, and that's part of the limits. Like if Independence Day, you see these ships coming in. Well, one, that would drastically alter the Earth's tilt. I mean, that right there would, that mass would just have, so something that massive that looks like it could be like a fraction of the size of the moon, that would have a tidal effect on the planet. You would actually have some physical effect on the planet. So as I said, I don't know if that was an actual large object or just something that was kind of like a forced perspective. Like, here's the moon and here's something closer, so it looks larger.
No, we do have satellites that do get caught up in the moon's. The moon has a satellite. That it's known, and most often it doesn't. It's not constantly seen. There was a great just saw a great video some guy took and he put it on TikTok, and just below the moon was a mass, and this is not like a satellite mass. I've seen the image you're talking about.
Yeah,
it's a lot smaller in relationship. It's like a 10th. This thing was pretty big. It was like a minute, like the size of the moon below it, but in shadow. There is Planet X, Nibiru, and it is coming. It's here. You can see it even more now than ever before. Usually at sunset, it'll be either below the sun or a little bit adjacent, in the 10 o'clock or 2 o'clock position or the 7 o'clock position. And that's going to have a major effect on our gravitational pull.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find that image to show people that don't know what we're talking about, and so far I'm not having any luck.
But so I was, I'm not a flat Earth guy. I'm just not. I don't believe it. But I did, I have certain things that I question. China's a robot. Oh, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that is one thing they've developed, where it eats organic matter to power itself. Yeah,
that's like a really bad video game right there. In reality,
well, that's what I said. We're designing the whole system, Cyberdyne system. Might as well just get it out there. Just start calling it what it is. just start calling it the things, and we've designed these things to basically go around and and eat the undesirables, the people that are just of no value, and that's what it's going to do is to power society. Let's just embrace the whole thing, and let's just hearken in Terminator. Let's just do it.
So wouldn't it be better though if we had robots versus robots instead of real people dying?
Yeah. I mean that's what one of those things. Anytime you have technology, there's always it's the two flip side. Because you have people that's like, one, immortality, because you could upload your consciousness into the device, and then you basically can live via, it's everything. It's you person, it's your personality, it's everything's in this device, and it's you, but it's also the same time, it goes the other way around. It becomes. There's a really cool meme about it too that shows humanity creating AI, perfecting AI enslaves mankind. The sun, through a solar event, takes out AI. Humanity worships the sun god that slayed AI, and that's just the cycle that we always keep going into. Where everybody keeps worshiping the sun, and it's just it. And then Laura says she just sent it to.
She sent it to you. Okay, and look for the cat and the fiddle.
Yeah, let me see if I can.
The cow jumping over the moon.
Yeah, let's see here.
I got a great something that's very interesting. Very interesting.
All right, I'm going to put this up here. All right. There's an object right down here.
I hope they are, King. There's a lot of people should be going.
Yeah, it's right here, and that's. I think this is one of them. Ones where it's. If that wasn't an actual like planetary object, we would have a physical effect on the planet. It would be the tidal forces. I mean, we would have a super tide. We would have something that would be affecting it, because
but we are having that.
Well, no, beyond what we normally do.
The volcanoes are popping off left and right. There is torrential rain going everywhere, flooding everywhere. It's very valid that this could be very real.
And so that's one of those things. Whenever you see those things, it's just that's Katie, like that's one of those things too. It also could be a reflection.
But what is it reflecting off of?
The moon.
Yeah.
With the image.
I understand what you're saying. It has to reflect off of something. It has to go and hit something. It has to hit something solid. There has to be a physical mass there for it to reflect onto. Do you understand? Because look all around you. Earth is reflecting from sun hitting the moon. Moon's glowing. Earth gets that glow, bounces it back out. There has to be an object to reflect onto. Otherwise, it's just nothing. It dissipates in the darkness or the black of Earth, of space.
And Laura also put the video clip up there for people if they want to watch that thing. Yeah, it's
pretty cool.
Yeah, that's one of those things. And that's kind of one of the things. It's like it could be. Yeah, I know people are. I'm not a believer in the firmament. I'm one of those.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I'm. It's like even with all the conspiracy stuff, I still believe we've been out in space. So that's what I said. I'm still, even though NASA doesn't do us any favors with we lost how to do it and we don't know how to get out there. We're still trying to figure out the radiation. It's like, well, all you have to do is just go to the Smithsonian and grab that the one that's there and just reuse that, and you'll know how to get out there.
I got to be honest. If there is a ferment and we're in some kind of snow globe, basically, that's what you're describing when they talk about this. This is the shittiest snow globe ever.
Well, there's a lot of people like, that's why rockets curve when they get up there, then they have to curve. No, that's how you escape Earth's gravity. You don't have enough thrust to keep going straight. Eventually,
on an angle.
Eventually you have to go at an angle to break away. And that's why they go up and then they start to curve, is because they get up high enough and then they can start doing but a lot of people, that's why it's a curved dome, and that's why you never see it. Always goes away from you and then disappear. No, it's the one. That's one thing about SpaceX that's been really cool, is how they've added the cameras to where you can actually watch.
Yeah.
As it goes up there, but then there's still that, you get that same thing. Well, then why does it cut away at that one point? Always at that same point. I'm like, well, eventually it goes a distance. It has to switch where it's sending the signal, and it has to switch over. And it's just, I said it's never an easy
falling off of it, and they have to recover them, and they're using them actually to recover $1 billion worth of stuff. So
but that's one of the things. Everybody's starting to. I mean, that's one thing that Elon really, he needs as much praise stuff about how reusing rockets. He was, that was just an incredible feat.
That is an incredible feat.
I mean, that one, I can't remember the distinction, but I put a post on our group too about rest in peace. It was its 19th flight. And when it landed on its way back on the barge, it toppled over, and they lost. So it's damaged. So it's retired now. So and that booster so this next time, so it's been used 19 times. And so
19 times.
Yeah. And so you just, as a business, just the amount of money you save just by being able to reuse that material over and over again. Nuts. So yeah, it's that's been pretty cool just about that stuff. But yeah, it's back to
the importance of what he did is all those dreams, those sci-fi movies where you land on the moon and you get to blast back off. That's what it's all about. That's what you have to be able to land and then take off.
That I could go for that. Like that, it's not really a description of a physical, dome. It's
Change
but
of
it's
density.
That it's more of a description of the transition. I mean, I could definitely go that one.
That's a little bit more palatable than we have this plastic or glass or whatever shield over us. That's like a giant contact lens. And
I think the craziest one I've ever heard is that when it rains, that's because it's water being let through the firmament.
Where's the water coming from? Space?
From above, where it's the water sits above the dome, and that when it rains, that's water being let in, kind of like a watering can.
It has nothing to do with two different temperatures, lighting, and the moisture.
It just water just being let in. That one kind of ranks up there with the birds aren't real, guys.
Well, I mean, it depends where you buy your drugs.
I mean, the birds aren't real is a fantastic one. There was a guy, he kind of did it as a joke, the guy that originally started it. But there are people that firmly believe birds aren't real, and the reason they land on power wires is because that's how they recharge. And so I am not kidding, people. All you got to do is go look it up. Birds aren't real, and there are people that firmly believe that there is no such thing as a real bird.
They can vote. Just remember that.
Yeah, I know. Just remember, when you cast that vote, there's a person that believes birds aren't real, and they're casting a vote too.
Yes. There's also a person that believes that their vote matters.
Yeah. There's some crazy ones out there. If you actually, I mean, for everybody that remembers that test that we ran when we first started the show, where I put that video of the balloons, and I just asked what it was, and it was the guy that came back and claimed that I just captured footage of a creature that's been depicted in 2,000-year-old cave drawings. And I'm like, no, it's a balloon. It's a balloon. No, it isn't. I'm going to show you why you captured it. I go, that right there is why you have to stay on guard, because there are people that are just out there. They are.
Yeah. They're just not right.
Yeah. So it's that one.
Yep. Exactly.
But it's, well, see, and that's the thing. That's the thing. Yes, yeah, King. They have created artificial ones to mimic, to hide in there, kind of like you've seen it on Hunger Games, where it's just. But yeah, these ones believe that everything is fake.
Yeah.
So it's just every time you go out there and you see a flock of birds flying in the sky, that's a bunch of drones. And it's what they've got. So I'm just seeing what Laura has put.
Birds are painted on by 3D, 3D digital.
Yeah, that they're paint, that they're planted. Yeah, I know. It's there's some people that are.
What'd you do for Walt Disney? I painted birds.
That was the thing. I actually had a discussion with somebody, and that was one of those things. I don't know why I engaged in it. I didn't, but I just used the logic thing. It's like, do you understand the supply chain that would be needed just to create the feathers for all these fake birds? You would be able to track this down. These components would be easy to trace, because the U.S. government, the world government, would be having to manufacture so many microchips, so many things. You would be able to trace where this equipment was going, because there would be trucks after trucks of just freaking feathers.
What are we eating if there's no real birds? What are we eating then? What would that be called? I mean, we see it on a daily basis. You can go to an Agway or a couple of those agriculture stores. You can buy some chickens right now. You can buy whatever you want, ducks, chickens, but they're not real. I mean, I don't understand. Do you ever eat chicken? Yeah. It's real.
But it goes back to the Matrix. Why does everything taste like chicken? It's because we're in the Matrix.
I'm gonna use those excuses again.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so we've got that, and I'm trying to get to the next topics here too. It's go ahead.
Well, something really interesting, and I don't know if anybody's really paying attention to it. And it's going to be a little bit on the political end. And I don't mean this to be political, but so there's all these states trying to get Trump off the ballot. Okay. The last time that happened was in 1860. And 10 states removed Abraham Lincoln from the ballot. And we all know what happened after that. It failed. He won the election. We had a civil war, and he went to the theater with his wife and got taken out. Where do people think this is going by doing that again? I'm just curious.
I think the only thing that's different about that one would be what would be the catalyst on that end. Because that end, it was slavery. You had one group that wanted to, abolish it, and you had the other one that was, it's
you had one group that said, don't tell us that you had a northern group that had where all the money, where all the factories were, where all the stuff was coming from, and then you had the southern tier that were working hard, needed extra labor, didn't have it, couldn't pay for it in order to try to compete. And then we're told by the Northerners, you can't do that. They took away their right to do that. I'm not saying slavery is right. It's wrong, but it's been around since the beginning of time. What's the difference between that? If you don't get then, we should throw you in jail. I mean, like there's tons of this stuff going on right now.
Yeah.
There are people that believe that there was an insurrection, and there are people that don't. Right? There's tons of catalysts for this. The fact that your rights have been removed due to the Patriot Act that not one person read, but signed it anyhow.
Oh yeah, and they just reauthorized it too.
But that's my point.
They just reauthorized the FISA court.
FISA.
Yeah, that's
FISA.
yeah. FISA.
So I mean, like, very, very possible that we could be watching history repeat itself, because we're watching history repeat itself elsewhere, other places. It's not good. The world is upside down, backward. Yep. There's no yin yang. It's just yin and yang.
Yeah. See the King. Yeah, the one real quick. That's the seen plane. Where Prince said they never saw planes spray stuff in the skies. I'm one of those. I'm kind of a minority, I think, with a lot of my friends too. I am not sold on the on the chemtrails. Yeah, because I'm one of those where there would have to be so many people in on it, being kept quiet for them to pull this thing off. Because it just you would have by now. You would think by now some mechanic, somebody would be willing to go on record saying there's spray nozzles on these planes. I have no idea why they would be on these wings. Somebody would say something. There'd be somebody blowing the whistle. But I like I said, as of yet, nothing. And that's why I always have trouble with the chemtrail conspiracy.
They keep plenty of secrets, because if it's that would be a major secret, and if you don't do it, they kill you. That's how it works.
And and usually when I have this discussion with people, they usually go to the Angela Merkel, thing of her being on the plane, looking at it, and there's tanks all on the plane. The problem is that she was on a test plane, and those tanks were the ones that were testing weights to see how the plane handles with shifting weight. Those weren't tanks for spraying. And so like I said, that unfortunately, that's not a smoking gun. That is literally, a test plane. And so I go, that I don't know. I just, is it possible? Yes. Is it definitely possible? I just don't know. It's just one of those ones where I'm definitely on the fence. I mean, I can see the points, where it's just look at all these lines, that stay up there. I don't know what, one day could it just be atmospheric, with all the air traffic, and it's real cold up there, and so that's why the trails aren't burning off as fast, because it's not warm enough to get rid of.
There's video after video of these people spraying chemicals out the back of the plane, and it's not your normal plane trail. It is chemicals that are being sprayed in the atmosphere.
Yeah. If you've got one of those, send one to me. If you got one of those.
Well, I literally just saw one where you see the planes open in the back, and someone was videotaping, and there's 3 hoses going out the back, or pipes, and they go out of the plane into the clouds, and it's all spraying. I'll try to send it to you.
Yes, yeah, it's kind of like Charles. That's kind of the point. Like I said, for me, just there would be somebody, there'd be something that would be seen. Somebody in an airport that would be like, that knows planes, and like, why is that there? That's not how you load jet fuel. That's not how.
Not if it's done from a base that is highly secured.
But you wouldn't. You wouldn't.
You're thinking this is public. You're thinking like, oh.
Well, that'd be like if you had a couple lines, but like if you see some of the ones like people show you, like where you've got 40 or 50 of these lines up there, that's a lot of. You've got the people that track aircraft, and they would be alerting, like, why are all these military craft doing this grid pattern across this section?
But you're also assuming that they're going to put on their trackers. The only group that's not allowed to put their trackers on is the military.
Oh yeah, but it's one of those things. It's just there's a lot of you get more into the, you've got to really come up with reasons that they wouldn't over where it just would be like this standard one, because most people say it is commercial aircraft that are doing it, that it's all plane traffic. That with jets.
Now they're describing the same plane. It's all white plane. They're all white planes. They travel extremely high in the atmosphere, and they're spewing crap out. and they don't have to turn on their transponders. They could all be military. Anytime you've ever seen an all white plane with no markings on it, what do you think they're from? Janice Air lands over and picks people up on an all white plane with no markings on it, goes to Area 51. You think they turn their beacons on?
No, but it's like the red and white planes flying out of Harry Reid Airport are well known. Yeah, it's. Hey, how are you, sir? Safety doc in here.
Yep. Talking about killing people by spraying stuff out of planes.
Yeah, that's
speaking with the plane thing here and the safety doctor. You hear about the guy in New Jersey that found a seat of what he believes is plane seats out of the Atlantic. It washed up on the beach.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he believes he called it in. The authorities came down. He believes it's the remnants of Flight 800. Part of them. MK Ultra King. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just looking it up right now. They were found on the Jersey shore.
Yeah, down the Jersey Shore.
Of course, it'd have to be Jersey Shore.
Of course. And no, Snooki wasn't there.
Yeah, it'd be. So it'd be one of those things like how would they be able to figure out, which
all those
especially
pieces have marks. They all have to. Every component on a plane actually has a. They change that because when the planes would disappear. That's why.
So that's the.
I am plugged into my damn router and it's still buffering.
So here's a picture, like I said. No, the only thing about that is that I would have, because we're talking about if I'm thinking about the right flight. This is the flight that disappeared leaving. That was over there in the Indian Ocean, right?
No, this is the flight that was coming out of New York. Flight 800.
The TWA flight 8, which crashed.
Yeah. Yep.
Is that the one where they thought that it might have been hit by a missile?
Yeah. I mean, it was hit by a missile, but they're not going to admit to that.
Well, I'm giving you the official.
There was video where you see.
There was video where you see a streak and it's like a shoulder fire and
going up. Yeah.
So, what do you think? Do you think that was us, or do you think that was, some terrorist type?
I would say terrorist
activity.
Terrorist activity
or cartel. The
Malaysian plane wasn't terrorist activity.
The Malaysian plane is I don't know. I don't know if you guys heard the theory of why that was taken. That there was a group of scientists on there that were heavily involved in the development of cloaking technology, and that what it would allow a plane to do is be able to mimic another plane. And so what they think is that they use that technology to basically take that plane and disappear. And so what this would do is allow it to basically mimic any other flight and cloak itself, and then you could basically just fly in under the radar so that it could be used for like terrorist activity. But that's one of the theories that I've heard floating about, like why that didn't actually crash, it was taken.
There's also a theory that there was 5 individuals that owned a patent to something very significant, medical wise or breakthrough for cancer, something like that. And 4 of the people were on that plane, and whoever's the survivor gets total control of the patent. And that survivor may have been a Rothschild.
Oh, possibly.
Yes.
Oh, and I'd be remiss not to talk about this one. If you guys saw this, I put this up in the group and I said, and I posted, they'll say 2 words: weed nuns. And these nuns are trying to take back the thing from the cartels.
That is the greatest shit ever, Sister Rosa.
Oh, they had one image. They didn't. I don't think they posted it here, but they have one on the main page of like Drudge, and it shows a nun just puffing away. It's fantastic. Yeah, it's fantastic. So yeah, we got weed nuns, and it's
great.
but yeah, they. Other than that, there's really. I mean, there's been some basic. It's your normal thing. It's like try not to do too much on the politics side. It's oh yeah, it's one of those. There's several things that have happened back, but it's I don't know. It's like it's hard to try to keep from delving too much on the politics side.
It's very, very hard.
Yeah.
But I got a great way we can tease them with who's coming on tomorrow.
Mhm.
So I shared his he's got a little promo if you want to. I just shared it in the on the screen. Tell me when it gets up there, and then I'll just play it.
There it is. Got it.
And then we can go for it.
I'm Evan B. Stone, Music Cue. I'm a world-class adventurer and cinematographer. Basically, I go around the world and capture the adventure of travel.
Okay, let's fly.
I specialize in really extreme stuff.
You okay? Really intense.
This is what travel is all about. And capturing that essence is my job.
That's it.
That's it. And all right, yeah, he'll be Evan B. Stone. He'll be on the show tomorrow night at 8:30. Same channel. So we'll be doing a special one. Yeah, we're just doing a short show.
Expedition X, Finding Bigfoot, Expedition whatever. Direct. The man's here. The dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much. If you watch a show on, probably Travel Channel, Sci-Fi, Discovery, I go, he's probably been involved in them. Done filming for him. He's got an extensive thing. So we're going to be talking to him about what he's experienced, what he's seen.
Paranormal series on TikTok and on YouTube, the SV Chronicles. Go check that out. They're little tidbits, but it's good. It's getting good.
Yeah, so that's that. So we'll be looking forward to that. So it'll be talking about that, but it's one. So just everybody think about questions you might have for this stuff.
Yes,
but yeah,
yep. If you have questions, just pop them in, and we'll just pop them up. And Evan will be here. Actually, Happy's here. He's contacting me like, dude, you still do your podcast? I'm like, yep. He goes, you had some crazy stuff with UFOs and AI, so I'm like, let's go. Here's Craig.
Yeah, that
Craig,
is.
give you dates. He's the captain of the ship at this point.
Yeah. I'm really, like I said, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be. Here, real quick. I want to show that photo. I found it. Here's that photo of the nun. See? It's fantastic.
The nun.
Yeah, it's.
Oh,
it's
stream to my own whatever.
Yeah, that'll be that. So see right there, even God approves.
Hallelujah.
It's. Oh man, they're. Yeah, we'll kind of go there, but one of those things is just everybody just kind of sit back, wait for, it's just a short one. That's just kind of a sit. This is just kind of a just BS session so much. Just hang out. So yeah,
Okay. We've got a good one.
Yeah. There's a couple of good questions. Sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. As to his question, Wesley, I'm not sure about that. That is not my specialty.
I'm gonna go with no branding, please.
Yeah. No, that's like I said. I'm not sure.
I'm watching what I brand.
Yeah, but that's definitely one to sit back. So appreciate everybody tuning in. But like I said, special. Hope everybody had a good Christmas. I said we'll kind of wish everybody Happy New Year on the
Merry
tomorrow.
Christmas, everybody.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So we hope everybody had a really good time. It's
Yes.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Laura, thanks. Yep. I'm not sure. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that I don't know. It's one of those.
Yeah. It's okay.
For me, just kind of address it. It's like if it's one of those things, I feel like it's going to be something more than a laser printer.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
That brand you.
Yeah,
It'll be most likely it's going to be the like the right size tracker chip.
It's going to look like this TikTok.
Yep. See, once again, what is with your? See, it's doing it again.
It's the vortex into hell.
It's just like that last one. You've got that green screen effect going on again.
Did you see me bugging out a few minutes ago because it felt like someone was creeping up behind me and no one's here?
Yeah. I thought so. Yeah, I thought it was just one like your kids or something like that popping in to say hi.
I thought someone came in and I was waiting for them like who the hell's in the room?
It's your subconscious. We're hoping that the Rangers are winning behind you.
I don't know. I haven't checked the score yet.
I can see the hockey game back there. Yeah. Yeah, but no, when you're showing that little object, you can see the green screen effect on it again.
I don't got much this little object.
Yeah, you can actually see it on there, that little shiny thing. So if you should, did you bring it up again? See if do you have that like that phone or that tablet real quick? I'm just curious to see if it's that same green screen picture.
I don't have I don't have anything I can bring up. I actually threw a lot of stuff out today.
Yeah, see, there it is. Yeah, it's that same picture.
Oh. Maybe it's the same portal.
It's that same. Well, see, and the weird part is Joey at the show. Yeah, when Joey had his guest on the next day, he was using the green screen feature, and it was that image.
Oh, it was. So then
it was that exact one behind it. But the thing is, I can't figure out is like why it's showing up for you.
I don't.
Because you're not green screened. That's your actual room.
That is my actual room.
Yeah, so it's crazy. So it's a mystery. It's a mystery conundrum, if you will.
Figure this out.
But yeah, so one of those, just to show that I'm not, I got all my little stickers from NASA too, showing all the missions and stuff. So.
Oh, we used to write NASA before anybody else would write NASA, and we'd get one of the guys we dealt with. His name was Bill Donaldson. And he literally treated us, we were 10 years old, 10 years old, calling NASA and writing letters to him. And he was like, yeah, guys, no problem. And he'd send us mission badges and pictures of, I mean, granted our tax dollars paid for it, but yeah.
Do you know anything about that one?
The rodent research?
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it until I saw that patch.
Let me tell you something. You want to see
Rodent Research 7. So that means there's at least 6 others prior to it.
If you want to know the truth about what's going on in the world and what they know and what's happening, all you got to do look is all the military patches.
Excuse me.
Bless you, my son.
I had no time to mute that, man. I apologize. Anyway, you were saying.
Yeah. If you take a look at the patches that units use, you'll know what's going on in the world.
Oh yeah, that from like military patches and stuff. Yeah. And that was just like, that I got the right thing because I'm Team Meatball. I'm not Team Worm. And so that fact that was in the sticker pack was pretty awesome. I'm Team Meatball.
What's this whole? I don't know the Team Meatball or the Team Worm.
Well,
thing.
this one, because it's the shape that's round, it's called Meatball. The Team Worm is the 1980s one where it's the logo. It just kind of, it's that font.
The tubular.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So you're either, so that's the thing. So people are either Team Meatball or Team Worm. I'm trying to see if I had one in here that showed that logo, so that way just to help out for people.
Team, they're full of shit. Sorry, Ron.
No, there it is. There it is.
Sorry, Ron, if you're there.
See,
Maybe on Ron's show, by the way.
That's Team Worm.
Yeah, Team Worm. That's
so
like
that
the
logo,
80s
that NASA
version of that's the 80s.
Yeah, the
NASA.
80s. So like I said, whenever you hear the competent, it's like, here you go. You
50s,
got Team
60s, 70s, 80s.
You got right here, Team Worm or Team Meatball. So it's like,
oh, that's a good
real
question.
quick, we can address that one before we go. I think so. I think that there is some overlap.
Nope.
Between CERN and NASA.
Totally different.
Because
I think NASA is a donut, and I think all the cool kids and what's really going on is taking place with CERN right now. They don't need NASA. NASA is just the. Oh, this is going to sound so bad. NASA is the older, elegant wife, decked out, looking pretty at the table, and CERN is the hooker that someone's sleeping with. CERN is the shit. That's what it is.
That's one way to put it.
Yes, I mean it's
CERN's a call girl, and NASA's the wife.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
That's just
so he's saying separate, and I'm saying that there's some togetherness.
I can see elements that were at NASA moved to CERN, especially the Fourth Reich that was totally filled at NASA, but CERN is where it's at. And CERN is a DARPA based. CERN is DARPA, the Cabal, naval intelligence. That's where CERN is. NASA is a bunch of people that give out tours on the rovers and stuff. Actually, I have a model of one that I got from Mark D'Antonio. One of he built them for a movie.
Oh, the rovers?
Yeah. One of these. I just gotta get it out. Goddamn space rabbits. This was built by Mark D'Antonio. If you know who Mark D'Antonio is, he's one hell of a smart, brilliant man. And this is part of one of the models that he built. And this would be the satellite, and there's the antenna. And there's actually pieces that go in it and whatever. It's an original model of his I got from him. He gave to me. And they used that. He was in the Navy. He's the head of, I guess, photographs and graphics and film and more. He's a brilliant astrophysicist and really, really funny guy. He was
that model's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I just got to figure out a place where I can put it. It's freaking heavy.
Derek, you made it right there. So hey, make sure you tune in tomorrow at 8:30. We're going to be doing that. We'll be having our show. We had to push it off to tomorrow. So, and you're going to like the score when you turn around. Just to let you know.
Hey, Derek.
Yeah,
Dominoes.
But everybody, Katie was saying the good old light switch effect is happening right now.
Right now? Yeah. Ooh, I was in a piss poor mood myself recently. And no sleep. And I kind of had that all night long. Like I thought I found something, then I didn't, and it disappeared. And it went back and forth. I got zero sleep.
I don't have that problem. I go right to sleep.
Well, that's why you did a line of Coke before the show started, Craig.
And then vivid dreams all night long. That's what I have. Oh yeah, I have like, it's like movies. There's full on conversations. I have conversations. It's like if you were to be in the dream, I'd be like right now. I'd be having a full conversation. We'd be doing stuff. It's like talking. It's like I have every time I dream, it's that way. It might be some abstract, like obscure thing, like where.
Do you remember any of it?
I try to write some of them down, but yeah, there's a lot of them. They're just, they don't really seem to have any like geared like prophetic thing. But it's like you and me might be having this, going on this little quest to figure out the best ingredient for the dinner we're making. I said they're not always just some elaborate into the world prophecy. It's
we got crappy dreams, bad plot lines. It's just terrible. I don't remember.
Oh yeah, no, it'll be like might be driving a van bus type thing on the side of a mountain, cruising along and then all of a sudden we stop and but it's the whole time. It's like a full on movie set. It's like in vivid color and everything. So that's
you see Craig if you're looking, Craig is the driver. In the back of the bus is filled like there's Bigfoot, there's Elvis, there's the Loch Ness monster, all these crazy people.
I'm back there yelling at that alien. If you don't sit down, I'm turning this bus around.
The shitter's closed. Stop trying to use it.
Yeah, I have to look at that. That's one of the things we'll probably talk about tomorrow night too. Is we've had a couple of interesting UFO sightings here in Florida as well.
Yeah, I have had one.
Yeah, so it's been some pretty I still call them UFOs, even though the term is UAP.
No, it's not UAP. UAP is it's not. UFOs.
Well, that's what they say is the official term now. I still call it UFO.
I don't know who they are, but they suck.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what. So
they say that it's UAPs now.
You know what they say? If you take this,
well, I know. They say that they were sleeping with your wife.
It really has. Florida's been really active.
Yes.
But all right, everybody. So tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Yes.
Same beard place, same beard channel, same beards. Hopefully, adding a third one. Be able to stop playing hooky. Chris. So he should be here. So everybody, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Katie. Hopefully the light switch effect stops for you.
Oh, I don't think so. For a bit.
Yeah. Well, listen to you, Negative Nelly.
Dude, I got to be honest, folks. 2024 is going to suck. You better start buying a lot of precious metals, physical, and stock up on your walnuts and get your stuff stocked away. It's going to be bad. Yeah, I'm Negative Nelly.
Hey,
Happy New Year!
You made it right here. You'll have to watch the replay. We're gonna be tomorrow night at 8:30 Eastern time. We're gonna be doing the show. That one. That's gonna be the main one. So this was just a kind of a short, just talking. So, but yeah, we definitely covered a few things like space related too. So you'll probably hopefully you guys will enjoy that. Let me know where I got wrong, but we talked everything about the 2029 asteroid coming this way, with the mission about it. So she has a freezer half full of walnuts. Seriously, you're gonna have a bunch of pissed off squirrels. You guys are all hoarding the walnuts.
Yep. Well, I'm just telling you to just be prepared.
Yeah. Biologists are going to try to figure out why the massive squirrel die off, and they're going to be able to trace it back to ground zero of Brian telling everybody to hoard walnuts. And now they're going to have all these little animals starving because of you. And we'll all have a freezer full of walnuts, and we're going to be like, crap, now we're going to have a bunch of shitty brownies.
You could always
be loaded up with walnuts because we have to figure out something to do with those stupid things.
Hide the nuts.
And that is
You said it right.
that is the final message of the night
There you
right
go.
there.
There you go.
Print that. All right, everybody. Tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Tune in for that one. So, all right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. We will see you. Guard your ears there, Brian. All right, here we go. Good night.